Okay, what I'd like to do now is I'd like to try to show you more about what I mean by a literature review. If you'll remember back to the video from a couple of weeks ago where I showed you how to use the library search engine, I found a great article called Race, Religion, and Beliefs About Racial Inequality. You remember my key terms were religion and inequality, and I wanted to understand how different religions view inequality. This article brings in other variables, including race, and that allows us to talk more about what we want to do. As you can see, this is the download I did. This is the start of the file. If you scroll down, you can see a variety of information about the program. This is the first page of the article. As you can see, the title is there. Here are our authors. At the bottom of the page, we see this is who they actually are. This area right here is basically their abstract. They basically are saying this is what we are going to do, this is what we found. It's an abstract about their research. If you remember from your first assignment, you had to make a statement of research. Well, basically, where they start here and talk about background, that is their statement of research and their introduction. When I talk in assignment phase 2, that is your introduction to your assignment. So if you read the background, you can see stratification ideology has been a special interest. They continue on. They cite Klugel and Smith, who are some of the people who are there. They also cite Klugel from later article. This is their introduction. Okay, this was basically what I mean by that first 1 to 2 page statement of research and what you are doing. Now, a literature review means that you're looking at the extant literature, that means the literature that's out there, and trying to understand the different themes and the different ways people have looked at it. For these folks, they found a number of different themes, and that's how they've organized their paper. The first theme they wanted to talk about was the dominant ideology theme, and they talked about a few different people in there, and they didn't necessarily quote all out from them, but you can see how they cited the people in the articles. They started to talk about these people. So they want to talk about the dominant ideology theme and the emphasis on individualism. The next theme that they saw was race and stratification ideology. They talk about several. There's Matthew Hunt in there. There's Ryan. There's Klugel and Smith again. And this section goes all the way down to here. So they have 2 long paragraphs about just what they're talking about with regards to race and stratification ideology and how that relates to their topic. Then they talk about the role of religion in shaping stratification. They go way back in time to this guy Max Weber and Emil Durkheim. Some of you may have heard from him. They talk about Joe Fegan, Klugel and Smith again, but they integrate these people into these various themes. The next theme is the focus on white conservatism down here. As you can see, they have a whole series of people they've talked about with white conservatism. And they brought in that theme. It's kind of a long theme. There's lots of stuff about white conservatism and how that affects stuff. They bring in the issue of Protestant theology and Protestant ethic. Right? Then they also want to talk about the theme of how black churches might have helped focus or affect how blacks in particular look at the issues of inequality. Okay. After they talk about that, so as you can see, that's a fairly long section too. They have all kinds of people. They have Emerson and Kim. They have Fegan. They have Patillo and McCoy. They have Cavendish and Welch. And in this one here, you can see they have Cavendish by himself. And then they have Cavendish, Welch, and Leach. But they don't quote each one of them. They just talk about this is the general theme that they're talking about. At that point, this kind of right here is the end of their literature review. And then they start talking about the research techniques they're going to use. And as you can see down here, data for our project. You basically, for your next assignment, are going to stop right here. You're going to give me your literature review and explain to me what the themes are in your topic. Once that's done, then for phase 3, then we'll go into talking about how to do different types of research. Hope this is helpful. We'll see what we can do more next time.